Howdy folks, it's Ajo the Hunting Gear Guy, and this is the Savage Model 12FV. It's the cheapest Model 12. It's probably the cheapest Savage bolt action you can get right now. At least it was when I checked. And I didn't really need it, but I was testing some 308 ammo, and I don't have a 308 at the moment, but like my guns come and go. And I wanted to like really understand like the maximum accuracy potential of some 308. So I got one of these. It's got a heavy barrel on it. As you can see there, like they call it this their varmint cut. So that's why it's called the varmint rifle, even though this would be a terrible varmint gun. No one's going to go shoot varmints with a 308 or a 6.5 Creedmoor. Chamber's empty, mag's empty. Let's take a closer look at this thing. So I'm going to do a very quick takedown video with this thing. I'm going to pull that bolt out just like I showed you before. So let's get that guy out. Next, I'm going to remove my two screws. Now, I don't know if this is just this rifle, but they actually didn't leave a screw in this back one. Usually they use like a little plastic screw that just goes into the plastic there. We're going to use a 5/32 Allen key here. And we're going to pull that front one off. And then we're going to pull off the middle one. We can see that the long screw goes in the back, the short ones goes in the front, and then we can go ahead and remove the stock. We can see that lug that's on the Savage 10 and 12 series. So inside here, inside the stock, we can see that standard Savage center feed magazine is in here. If you pull it out, it's basically the same thing. It just doesn't have a bottom to it. You can see our pillars for our pillar bed. And I really like this new stock that they're going with. They've got a lot more plastic reinforcement in it to reduce the twist and the torsion on it. Really liking what they've done with the stock here. The last heavy barrel, inexpensive rifle I got was the Remington 783 heavy barrel, and its stock was like way too whippy. And under the weight of the action, the barrel would always press against the forend. Not so with this one. This stock is stiff enough to use as an inexpensive stock. And if you've been lamenting the quality of rifles and the decline of quality for forever, one thing that'll make you happy: it's steel. The trigger guard is steel, and it's a nice heavy casting of a of a trigger guard. So if that's been bothering you, Savage has the rifle for you. Not much to look at on the action here. You can see our standard IQ trigger, and if you want to, you can adjust that guy out as needed to a lighter or heavier trigger pull. So what's it like actually shooting one of these things? Pretty okay. I mean, it's heavy, so like this is a proper target rifle. If you just want to go to the range and back, fantastic rifle for that. Nice heavy barrel. The whole rifle itself is kind of heavy. It's about 9 pounds without any scope on it, which means that recoil is not going to be that bad. The butt pad is squishy enough to do the trick, and I would say you could shoot one of these things all day very easily. Now, where does this fit with other target rifles? Well, there's a couple things that would make this thing a good value price target rifle. There's a couple things that make it not the best for upgrading. I'll show you some of the pros and cons of that. Okay, so some of the pros, well, it's very cheap. That's the biggest pro. It's extremely cheap. Some of the cons, if you want to use this thing for a target rifle, a PRS and that kind of thing, there's no magazine, there's no magwell. It's a blind magazine. You feed rounds in through the top, and that's it. I'll show you a clip of that fun. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. Now you could upgrade this. You could go get like an Oryx chassis on this thing. MDT sells this chassis called the Oryx. It's fairly inexpensive, and it replaces the stock. It gets you onto an AICS detachable magazine. All that kind of stuff, aluminum chassis, yada, 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 which would be a really good upgrade for this rifle. One thing still holding you back for PRS and that kind of thing, it's not threaded for a brake or a suppressor, I guess, if you're in the States or a more free country than Canada. But you can't fit a suppressor or a brake on there. So a couple things that would hold you back there. But in terms of the action, not really. I mean, the action itself is pretty good. It's pretty accurate. It does not come with rail bases. It would be a number 46 or 64. I'll put down here which one it is. or you can go with a one piece. I opted for a one piece with a 20 MOA cant on it so that I can go a little bit further if I want to. This scope has tons of dial that I can use, but why not 20 more? Why not? So if you're going to use it for target rifle kind of stuff, putting a 20 MOA rail on here or a 30 MOA rail if you've got the scope for it might not be a bad idea. So should you get a Savage Model 12 FV? I think it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you want to do like target shooting and maybe like stretch out the distance, yeah, especially in 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor, fantastic for that. The price is right. The accuracy is super reasonable. I was actually shooting some Norinco's steel case out of here, which is like the cheapest surplus 308 you can get. I was getting 1-inch groups with this thing. So the accuracy potential is definitely there with better ammo, gold medal match, and that kind of thing. You're going to get right around 3/4-inch groups, maybe better, depending on you. Fantastic accuracy. And I think that if you're looking for that kind of a rifle, again, a little bit of a mid to long range rifle, because if you're looking for accuracy at 100 yards or 200 yards, get a 223. You don't need to spend the money and the recoil on a 308 or even a 6.5 Creedmoor. But if you're going to go further than that, maybe 500, 600, 800 meters, 308 or 6.5 is going to do that a little bit better. And it's a little bit more fun to shoot. So for those reasons, I think it's a pretty good deal, especially at the prices that they're selling these things for right now. I think they only sell these at Cabela's. And the prices are really fantastic. This is right around, we used to have a rifle in Canada that Savage made called the 10TR, which is very similar to this thing. The 10TR had a heavy barrel on it. I believe it was threaded for a muzzle brake on it, and it had the different 10BA style, like the Coke can style extended bolt instead of this round one, but otherwise was pretty similar to this thing. And it was a really good price as well. I don't think it was this price, though. This one's fantastically priced. So if you're looking for a target rifle in 308, definitely check out the Savage 12 FV. Thanks for watching.